Long before the world learned to rush, there was a village where drums spoke louder than words. The people did not beat drums for noise, but to speak to their ancestors. The drum welcomed newborns, blessed marriages, and cried when death arrived. In that village lived a man whose laughter knew no boundaries. He laughed loudly, he laughed often, and he laughed when silence was required. One morning, sorrow entered the village because an elder had joined the ancestors. Women wailed softly while men lowered their heads in respect. The sacred drum began its slow and heavy cry for the dead. The entire village stood still in mourning. Suddenly, sharp laughter cut through the silence. The man laughed and asked why everyone cried for a journey all must take. Murmurs spread through the crowd as the elders turned toward him. An old woman warned him that even spirits were listening. The man only laughed harder. The drummer hesitated, unsure whether to strike the drum again. The man pointed at the drum and mocked it openly. He challenged the drummer to beat it harder and wake the dead. The drum was struck once more. It cracked open like dry earth under the sun. The sound died before it could travel. The wind stopped moving and the birds fell silent. The village knew the ancestors had been insulted. That night, the elders gathered around the fire in silence. They agreed that a sacred drum does not break without reason. An old woman said that when respect leaves the mouth, punishment enters the home. The elders sent the man away from the center of the village. Deep in the night, the man awoke to the sound of drums. There was drumming, but no drum could be seen. The sound came from the wind, the ground, and his own chest. A spirit voice told him he laughed where he should have bowed. The man whispered that he was only joking. The spirit replied that jokes have power. The drumming grew heavier until fear crushed his heart. That night, laughter left the man. When morning came, the man was no longer the same. He spoke softly and avoided drawing attention to himself. Whenever drums played, he lowered his head in respect. He knelt before the elders and admitted his ignorance. The elders told him that everything has its time. They reminded him that even joy must know when to be silent. Years later, death visited the village again. A new drum stood tall, strong, and unbroken. As the drum played, the man stood quietly among the people. He gently hushed a child and said the ancestors were passing. When the man finally joined the ancestors, the drum did not crack. It carried his spirit peacefully across the unseen road. The elders taught the children that laughter and words are powerful. They said respect keeps the world balanced. A laugh at the wrong time can break more than a drum.